Okay, release gently. Then you go down to one side with your toes up. If you can reach them, it's fine. If you can bring your nose to your knee, it's even better. This is as far as it goes with me. Change. 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 Okay, and get up. Now your neck, first look forward and backward. It's not so much about crunching your neck, but elongating it. Okay, left and right. And while you do this, keep your shoulders low. Your whole feeling is grounded. Okay, ears to your shoulders. So. And big circles. Okay, shake your arms. Okay, shake leg. And take a bokken. Yep, everybody has one. So we're going to start with first Suburi. And we're going to do quite a bit with the first Suburi. So the most important thing for now is to not put any power in it. See it just as a movement together with the bokken, the same feeling as if you would be raising your arm. There would be no necessity to add something, to put more power in, speed in. So with your bokken, first Suburi, and follow your breathing. You've just been meditating. This could be active meditating. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. So at your own pace, first Suburi, follow your breath. Arigatou. Okay, so when you do this exercise, and it goes for most of the bokken and the jo work, you really want to have the feeling that the motion starts in the lower half. It starts from the ground, it starts through the hips. And a bokken usually is about 700-800 grams heavy, and it feels like something you might need to lift. You really have the feeling that instead of having to lift it, you motivate it from the down up. So really come from the bottom up. So your whole body raises a little bit.
No, porque no puedo hacer un tratamiento olímpico.
And when you cut, it's again the same thing. It comes from below. So your center drops, your elbows drop, and your bokken drops. It's not something that you do with the upper body, with the shoulders, that it comes down and that you need to add something to it. Really have the feeling that something boom, something drops, the bokken drops. So everything comes from below. Here, if when you go up, it comes from below, and when you go down, hips, elbows, bokken. So no power, just drop the bokken. There. Couple more. Onegaishimasu. So, to bring it back really to the middle, the first Suburi is an exercise. It's not so much an attack, it's an exercise to teach your body to work together with the bokken. So there's no real forward motion in it yet. It's not that from here you kind of need to sort of push in or cross distance. It's really just creating the sensation of including your back and dropping the sword, which means that basically I'm staying in place. My back foot is rooted and my knee stays behind my ankle, so I'm not going to push through. That way my knee is going to have to do extra work. So from here you go up, and when you drop your center, when you drop your weight, your front foot moves forward, but my weight is still in between my 2 feet. It doesn't sort of shift towards the front foot. It really stays in between. The other option, what I see when I scroll through the lots, is the opposite, is that there's too much accent on the back foot. You sink into the back foot. So now all the weight is here. So then you actually do want to shift forward a little bit. So try to feel with yourself what's happening. If your weight after the cut is really on both feet, or if one foot is really clearly doing more, either the front or the back foot. You really want to find a place in the middle. There. And the position of your knee is a good indicator if you're too far forward or not. Onegaishimasu. It's very quiet with everybody muted. So now let's take it into Zengo Giri, front and back, with the same sensation. It's still an exercise. You're not cutting across distance. You're teaching your body to move together with the ken. So here, you move on the spot, boom, wall is too close. Boom. Turn, there. Turn, there. And for now, kind of make it a two-step where here, you really have a moment to be able to drop. So here you have a high feeling. You're still low in your hips, but you're a bit more up. Boom, there. Change sides. And there's no power in it, it's just the bokken dropping. Shiho Zengo Giri. Onegaishimasu. Okay, I see a number of you are looking for the same cut on each side, but something changes in the cut. I'll do them both forward. When you're having the cut where you have the right foot forward, your whole body is aligned in a very nice way. I mean, the moment you step back into Hanmi, your hips turn, your shoulders turn, your hands are kind of offline and they're perfect for the position of where the bokken is. So there's no tension, no stress in your structure. The moment when you leave the hands in place, but you move to the other Hanmi, all of a sudden you feel that there's something happening in your shoulders, in your back. So things change. First of all, your hands come together to relieve the stress in the structure. Makes it a little bit more difficult to control the bokken. So you go from here, you actually bring it back. The other thing is that your front foot doesn't need to be completely forward. It can be turned in just a fraction. Allow your hips a little bit more give, so the bokken can come a little bit closer. And then you have the release of the back again. So on the right-hand side, everything is aligned as you used to. On the left-hand side, the position is different. They're not identical. And the feeling in your body is not identical. So don't look for the same thing, but look for the same quality. Here, your body is settled. Your ankles, your knees, your hips, your back has a measure of relaxation. The same you have when you go to the other side. So whatever you do in the position, try to find this relaxation rather than maybe having a shoulder out or a back problem or a knee. That's what you're looking for, but it's not an identical position. So from here, Lengotski, there. This is different. This is normal. This is the different one. Hands together. Onegaishimasu. I got it, Johnny. Zengo Giri. Okay, so what I did before was kind of do it in a two-step. I'll do it under an angle again. We have a moment here to come and really to drop into the sword. Here, drop into the sword. It's a way of really getting into the feeling. Now try to make it as if it is one motion, one wave. So not an up, stop, and then down, but really just, it's in the turn. It's in the turn. So the bokken doesn't stop, the body doesn't stop, the whole turn in one motion. But you're still looking for the same solid, stable, relaxed ending in the cut. It doesn't have to be quick, it can be very slow. Just continue in the strike. Onegaishimasu. Very nice, very nice. Okay, there's quite a few ways of actually making the turn. Depending on what you do with the turn, you can put a different accent on the exercise. For now, I want to try to make a really neutral turn, meaning when I make the change, I'm really staying on the same spot. So I'm not sort of sliding in, which means you would actually be sliding under your bokken. What I'm looking for now is really that the bokken 100% is an extension of the body and moves where the body is moving. So the moment I start spiraling, the right hand, and of course the left hand, the right hand is the one that's going to go to the center, comes in, comes there. So I'm staying in the center, and the bokken is really moving with me to a line. So don't step under. It's a completely different sensation. It's not wrong, it's just different. But for now, turn on the spot and make the bokken go with you. Make the bokken really travel, but as an extension of yourself. As natural as you can. Adios. Couple more. Yes. That's it. Hit a screen. That's what I mean. Now from here, we'll go to Shihogiri. That's a 4-strike cut. And I'll do it in the directions that you'll be going. So I'm starting with my back to you. The first cut is there. Second cut is there. The third cut, I'm making a big turn. There. Fourth cut, there. First cut. Second cut. Third cut. Fourth cut. Third. Second. Third. Fourth. And as you see, I'm staying constantly on the same spot, right above the cross. So don't move around too much. Really make the turns on the spot where you're standing. Yeah? Shihogiri. Onegaishimasu. For all the students that have the video turned off, it's okay to leave it off, but feel free to turn it on if you want to, because then the instructors can actually see what's happening, because we will be scrolling through the students to see what the patterns are. So feel free to leave the video feeds open. Okay, now when it comes to the feet, there's going to be quite a complex turn in there. I'll do it like this. But really try to leave your feet relaxed on the ground. So you don't want your toes to squeeze. You don't want to wobble. You don't want to have stress in your foot to make it wiggle. Really go, cut, You lift and you plant your feet. You lift and you plant your feet. You lift and you plant your feet. So there's no extra this going on. There's no extra grabbing going on. There's certainly no turning on the mat. You lift and you put your foot down. You lift and you put your foot down. That's the wrong term, but you lift and you put your foot down. And every time you do it with relaxed ankles, and you want to place your weight on your heel and on the base of your foot here. So your toes are not having any pressure. Really this triangle that receives the pressure of your foot on the ground. So with every step, feel that you're not only having your heel in the ground, but also the ball of your foot. Okay, so two of them that need to be balanced in each foot. But there, 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 there. And back to the beginning. Yeah? Onegaishimasu. Hey. 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 Oh. Hey. 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 Okay, now we're going to step over to the fifth Suburi. We're going to do it on the spot. But the same rules apply. So there's no strength in the cut, no power in the cut. Your body moves as a whole. Feet are relaxed. You're really moving from below. And so with the first Suburi, you get initiated here. So from the hips, from the back foot, from the hips, the bokken comes up. The same goes with the fifth Suburi here. So really feel that the movement of the bokken comes from the back foot, through the hip, through the back hand, in the can. And the footwork is so that I'm actually stepping to the front, and then the other foot steps back. I'm stepping to the front, and the other foot steps back. Stepping to the front, and the other foot steps back. And because this is a yoko menuchi, your foot position is actually a bit wider than with the sho menuchi. Here. My hami at the end is wider than when I would be doing a sho menuchi cut. There. 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 Yeah, fifth Suburi. Onegaishimasu. Okay, your feet are really the basis, the foundation of everything that you build on there. So you really want your feet to be calm, stable, relaxed, and into the ground. So when you make this cut, really allow your feet to be precisely that, relaxed and not unstable, but also don't sort of do these kind of things. That you start to making all these extra movements, whatever it is. There's a lot of variations. Really, your feet you plant, and you put them exactly where you want them to be. Set them there, there. Once your feet are stable, calm, and grounded, you can really continue building up on top of that. But it's impossible to be stable with the rest of your body if your feet are going kind of everywhere. Nobody's doing that, but keep it quiet, keep it calm. Onegaishimasu. Hey. 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 Okay, the first class is starting to come towards the final part. So now the things that we've done today, so the first Suburi, Zengos-giri, Shiho-giri, and the fifth Suburi, mix them through each other and use the space that you have, whether it's small or big or a whole dojo, it doesn't matter. But start to go in all directions, but keep the feeling of not adding strength, really motivating the cut from the ground and from your hips, and having sort of a relaxation in your body where there's no holding pattern for the cuts. So just go everywhere, forward, backward, turns. You can even add some other things if you want. But don't add strength to the cuts. Let them fall in place. Onegaishimasu. That's it. Very nice. And now it's a final addition, because now all the cuts end level. Now start to add cuts that would end on a high level, on a low level also. So still go throughout your space, but actually end on the head, on waist level, on knee level. Just play around with the space that you have, but also alternate between heights. お願いします。
お願いします。
Okay, in the last minute, we bring it back to first Suburi. So from here, all together, come on. I'll put it on the general screen for me. So all together. My count. Each. Knee. Down. Feet. Ball. Cock. Pitch. Clutch. Q. Q. Switch. Juni. Jusan. Jushi. Jugo. Jirok. Juni. I lost count. That's it. Mate. So, that was the first Aikido class of the 24 hours. We have meditation, Aikido class. Next one is going to be Paul Kees, also from Holland. I think we have 15 minutes break now. Andrea, you want to say something about that, or should I?
It's fine, go ahead.
Okay, so we have about 15 minutes break. You can stay online in the Zoom room. You can get out and get back in, but make sure that you get out, log back in 5 minutes before class so that we can really keep on going. So thank you for this first hour. Domo, arigatou gozaimashita.
どうもありがとうございました。
Thank you.